Hello guys, in today's video we're gonna check out the best cameras for Instagram photography in this year. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I've tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability, and many more. To find out more information about these cameras for Instagram photography, you can check out the description below. If you want to get a best quality cameras for Instagram photography according to your needs, then watch the video till the end and then decide to buy. At the first position of our list, we have Sony Alpha A7S Roman 3. What if you don't care much for photos? What if all you're looking for is the ability to deliver stunning stories, reels, or ATV videos, and in any kind of light at that? Well, then you really have no option but to dig deep and cough up some dough for the Sony Alpha A7S Roman 3. The A7S Roman 3 might look like any other Sony mirrorless camera, but it's not. For starters, that massive full-frame sensor only has 12 megapixels, which seems ridiculous when you look at the 26 MP you get from APS-C and the 50 MP or so you get from cameras like the Aeon or Sony's R-series cameras. The Sony Alpha A7S Roman 3 is first and foremost a video camera. Keep that in mind when picking it up. Stills are just as good as the video, but they are limited to 12 MP, which is fine for Instagram, but not so great if you need to crop your images. If you're fine with that and want one of the very best video cameras around for your Insta stories or IGTV, the A7S Roman 3 will not disappoint. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Canon EOS RP. The Canon EOS RP is a sub-$1,000 full-frame camera that's great for still images and decent for video. It misses out on some of the advanced video features of the more expensive EOS R, and even on features like weather sealing. But the Canon EOS RP is an excellent camera in its own right and offers a lot for the money. The updated Face/IAF system works great on the EOS RP, but keep in mind that it limits you to a 2.5 burst mode when active. Low light performance is good, and you benefit from the size of the full-frame sensor. But the camera does have difficulty in pulling up details from shadows at lower ISOs. If you're shooting FHD video at 30 or 60 for Instagram or other social media, the EOS RP is perfect. Dual pixel AF works a treat, and the image quality of the recordings is top-notch. Battery life is relatively low at 100 minutes, but the camera can be charged via USB-C while it's in use. The Canon EOS RP is a budget-friendly full-frame camera that's geared towards photos rather than video. You can record FHD and 4K video, of course, but don't expect anything special from the camera. The number 3 position is held by Panasonic Lumix G7 4K digital camera. Panasonic makes some amazing mirrorless cameras, but when it comes to finding a compact and feature-rich Instagram snapper on a budget, it can't get better than the Lumix G7. It can capture sharp and detailed photos, and it is also capable of shooting 4K videos up to 30 frames per second. The Lumix G7 is using a 16 MP 3/4 type sensor. It shoots photos really fast, and as mentioned earlier, it can also shoot 4K videos at 30 and 24. You do get 1080p at 60, but there's no 120 support, so you'll miss out on that smooth slow-motion video. Coming to Instagram's processing and compression, the photos from the G7 do look pretty sharp, unlike some of the higher-end stuff. However, this one doesn't do nearly as well. But most people view these photos on their smartphone anyway, and a lot of it also depends on your lenses and editing skills. As a compact mirrorless camera that can capture really good photos and videos for Instagram, the Panasonic Lumix G7 is a steal deal. It doesn't cost a lot of money, has fast shutter speed, 4K video recording, and it is super easy to carry around. If that sounds good to you, get the Lumix G7 and you shouldn't be disappointed. Next at number 4, we have Sony Alpha 6400. Point-and-shoot cameras like the Sony ZV1 are nice when you need something simple and powerful for doing your work. The problem with those cameras is that they're small and have limited expandability. That's where more serious interchangeable lens cameras like the Sony Alpha 6400 come in. The A6400 is a high-end mirrorless camera with fantastic imaging capabilities for both photo and video, and it's flexible enough to mount camera rigs, mics, and more. By far the biggest advantage of picking up a Sony has to be its AF speed and accuracy. especially in video, which is unmatched in this price range. You get eye and face AF as well as object tracking, which is very sticky. To add to this, you also get an unlimited record time or rarity in 4K mirrorless cameras and support for tethered shooting modes. The A6400 is the camera you want when you're looking to improve the quality of your Instagram shots and stories. It's a good body that's compatible with a heap of accessories from the likes of SmallRig and DJI, and boasts of a ton of useful features that will help you transform a relatively dinky mirrorless into a beast of a streaming cam. The number 5 position is held by Canon EOS 90D. The recent flagships from Canon have got massive improvements, but mid-range DSLR cameras such as the EOS 90D have received some major upgrades too. Things like an improved sensor, 4K video recording, and a new image processor make it a superior choice for shooting excellent photos and videos for Instagram. The 90D is using a new 32.5 MP APS-C sensor, which is a significant step up over the 80D. Alongside clicking super high-res photos up to 10s, the device can now also record 4K videos up to 30 and 1080p videos up to 120 FPS. Slow motion. That's way better than any previous Canon DSLR in this segment. When it comes to design, the EOS 90D does resemble its predecessors a lot. It has that familiar shape with the HDMI, microphone, and headphone inputs on the left. The battery and the SD card slot is located at the bottom, and it still has the top monitoring display. That means, even after taking Instagram's compression factor into consideration, photos are going to look sharp, and the noise levels in low-light videos will be significantly lower. Thanks to the dynamic range improvements, there is a lot more detail in shadows, and architectures now look more pronounced. The Canon EOS 90D isn't the best DSLR that the company is currently making, but if you are looking to upgrade your Instagram photos with a camera that has multiple high-end features with no major compromises on the hardware or convenience factors, the Canon 90D is an excellent option. The number 6 position is dominated by Fujifilm X10. A Fuji camera is an odd choice in a world dominated by Canons and Sonys, but hear us out. Fuji's X-Trans sensor is by far the sharpest and cleanest APS-C sensor you can get on a mainstream camera. Additionally, Fuji cameras are truly exceptional for taking photos of people, capturing skin tones perfectly, and nailing exposure in any kind of light. Fuji's X-series cameras are normally designed for stills, but the X10 is the first reasonably priced Fuji to focus on video. It features the same 26.1 MP X-Trans Roman 4 CMOS sensor and fast AF system found in the more expensive X-T4. Compared to the X-T4, you do lose out on 4K 60 and are instead limited to 30, which is not a problem for vlogging anyway. Unlike most other Fujis, the X10 has a higher 30min record limit. Fuji also boasts of some of the best OIS tech in the business, so the right lens will give you industry-leading stabilization. Paired with the X10's IBIS system, you should be able to manage smooth, cinematic shots and handheld photographs in any kind of light. If you want a mirrorless camera system that's truly unique and special, give the Fuji platform a whirl. It's not cheap, but you are getting a quality product, and as we said at the start, nothing nails skin tones like a Fuji. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Canon EOS M50 Mark Roman II. When it launched, the Canon EOS M50 Mark Roman II was a very decent and reasonably priced FHD vlogging camera that could hold its own against the best on Instagram. The updated M50 Mark Roman II keeps the same sensor, adds a faster AF system, and tunes the software specifically for social media videos and live streams. One of the most important tweaks to the M50 comes in the form of a clean HDMI out. A clean HDMI out basically transmits a pure video signal to an external monitor or recorder, which is critical for live streams via your PC. The camera comes with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth features, along with the dedicated live streaming mode. Also help make live streams easier to do. Overall, the M50 MK Roman II is a good starting point for those looking to up their install game on the cheap. Sure, FHD is the only usable video recording mode, and the AF system can hold a candle to Sony's spectacular AF and tracking system, but it's still a good camera for the price. The number 8 position is held by Sony ZV1 digital camera. The ZV1 is a content creator's dream camera. In fact, it is the first camera ever that was designed specifically with content creators in mind. If there's only one camera you can choose to reboot your Instagram feed, the Sony ZV1 is what we'd recommend. Not only can this camera capture stunning video in 4K HDR, yes HDR, it can also capture spectacular images on its 20.1 MP back illuminated CMOS sensor. If that wasn't enough, you get an inbuilt ND filter, a product showcase setting more on that later, a 3-capsule mic, and a ton of other features. The ZV1 is small and compact, and best of all, it's available in white. Why is that a big deal? People get intimidated by professional-looking cameras in their signature black color scheme. A tiny, white camera in the hands of random passers-by will simply not excite comment. To assist vloggers, there's a flip-out screen so you can frame yourself while talking to the camera, and if you pick up the camera as part of a vlogger's kit, you'll also get a mini tripod that doubles up as a remote control when shooting. Hell, there's even a windscreen for the mic and a digital mic input to ensure clean audio wherever you are. As a package, this device is quite simply the perfect creator's camera. Fast AF, a vari-angle LCD, and great mics ensure top-quality imaging, and the bundled vlogger's kit just makes things easier overall. The ZV1 is not cheap, but it is the quickest and simplest means of upgrading your Insta game. Next at number 9, we have Insta360 ONE X2. The ONE X2 is a significant upgrade to one of the best 360 action cams ever made. It's not waterproof, has better stabilization, and boasts of a larger battery, among other things. Setting the Insta360 ONE X2 apart from other 360 cams is its software and feature suite, which makes using this camera a breeze. Oh, and there's a fun new accessory as well. This dual-lens camera, both with a 108-itic field of view, shoots 5.7306-itic video thirds. You can opt for various combinations of lower resolutions and higher shutter speeds as you see fit. The camera is waterproof to 10mm till to 33. In terms of design, the ONE X2 is a candy bar. It's slightly longer than its predecessor, but that extra space is taken up by a slightly larger battery, which is very welcome. There's a front-mounted LCD touchscreen that functions as a viewfinder and touch interface for managing settings. One of the most useful features is autoframe, unlike most other 360 cams, which will just leave you and your viewer with 360 footage that they have to navigate themselves. You can use autoframe and let the camera analyze and highlight important subjects to track. The Insta360 ONE X2 isn't the best action cam out there, and neither does it boast of the best image quality. What it does offer, instead, is the best 360 camera experience of any 360-degree camera out there. While the Insta360 might not replace your primary camera for general and stop vlogging, it's a lovely camera for amateur photographers to have those occasional, out-of-this-world shots. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Nikon D3400. The Nikon D3400 is an entry-level DSLR that would work great for people that are new to professional Instagramming and wouldn't like to spend a lot of money when starting out. However, that doesn't mean it wouldn't let you create professional quality content for your Instagram account. In fact, the D3400 is one of the few DSLRs at this price point that can take quality photos and videos that are easily comparable to what a high-end DSLR would produce. Similarly, the 24.2 MP CMOS sensor doesn't leave anything to be desired either. It takes amazingly sharp pictures and captures great detail. There's absolutely no distortion, noise, or blurriness in the pictures, even in the ones taken at night or in low-light conditions. It shoots RAW as well, which is again great to have at this price point. This is also one of the features that would go a long way in helping you create professional quality content. Finally, the build quality is excellent as well, and there's no doubt that the Nikon D3400 is a great all-round camera, especially for beginners and the users that are on a budget. That's all for today. We upload camera accessories review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.